So in this video, I want to talk about design elements and how important they are in attracting the kinds of people you want to work with, the customers that you want to buy from you to your website or to whatever online marketing platform that you have. Now, you may recognize this book that I've had out there since 2009. It was ebook that I sold along with 4 hour-long webinars, which came also with ebooks, one on website design elements, the other on list building and database management, another on affiliate marketing, and then a fourth, again, this is video and ebooks on relationship marketing. And I'm going to go over how to create your own content, your own ebooks, videos, that kind of stuff later on. And I'm going to show you a super easy way to do it. But in this video, I just want you to know that there's no way I ever could have had the success I had selling these if I didn't first take the time to make sure that my website was going to attract people to me. So what I'm going to do here, there's 2 parts to this. One is I'm going to show you a chapter out of this ebook, which is part 2, website basics. So I'm going to actually upload this chapter into the Diversify Your Income group so that you can go ahead and read through this. Now I'm going to warn you, I wrote this in 2009. So there are going to be some things that are a little off. For instance, back then when I did this, the top 4 search engines were Google, Yahoo, Ask, and Live. So a little bit different. The information is still relevant. The search engines that we probably look to most now are of course, Google, Yahoo, to Bing, and probably YouTube and Facebook are going to be in their search engines as well. The information, again, is still very relevant, and I'm going to take you through some of this on how your website talks to your prospective customers and patients through search engines. But this will go into much more detail into the 4 categories that I need you to understand, which are keywords, codes and tags, backlinks, and freshness. Again, I'll go over this in a minute. Keywords are the main thing for you to understand, and there's a whole bunch of information here on how you can research keywords and how I was able to use them to rank my website very, very high and get a lot of traffic. And there's going to be examples in here of things that you can use for your own website. So why don't you go ahead and read through this. I'm going to actually jump into some slides and show you in more detail how I was able to generate income, and then show you how I translated this from my Insights for Acupuncturist website onto my clinic website, which is going to obviously be more relevant for what it is that you are going to be trying to do. Okay, so the chapter of this ebook is going to be in the group, so go ahead and open that up, download it, hold on to it, rename it, save it to your desktop. Okay, see you in the slides here. In order to generate significant income from your website, whatever platform you use, you need to understand a few things about how your website functions. So in this video, I'm going to continue and try to demonstrate to you how I was able to use website design elements and coding that is not very complicated to attract the right kind of visitors, and then provide them with resources that they purchased that I did not create, and then I was able to make money. Now, in a later video, I'm going to go over the 6 different ways that you can generate income that are all free to you, pretty much free to you. The search engines know everything. They have these things called spiders that are constantly surveying the internet and the web. Don't ask me how it works, but they're out there. And here's what they're looking at on your website. The first is keywords. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So these are specific words that are on your website that attract people who are actually searching for those particular keywords. So an example right now would be face masks. People are searching all over the internet of where to get masks, right? So that's an example of a keyword that they're putting into a search engine, and then websites or places that sell masks, face masks, are going to come up in order for them to purchase those products. So that's an example of keywords. Now, tags are something that search engines look at to determine how your site is set up. And the examples of those are file names and page titles. I'll show you those in a second. Backlinks are very important. These come from other websites. So you want your own website to have other websites that have a higher rank than you pointing to your website. So there's a way to get into directories or things like that. So they'll point to your website. And then the last thing here is new content, or what we call freshness. So search engines are always looking for websites that are not stale, that have regularly updated material. So that's where a blog would come in handy, where you're adding fresh content. So search engines kind of give you a little bit of an extra credit if you have that going on. So this is just another way to kind of say some similar thing. There are 3 things that you need for your website. You need to be able to do you, right? To show who you are. So explain who you are. And this is a way to educate patients, attract new patients, to show your professionalism, to interact with patients, or to invite them to subscribe, for instance, to get new customers, and ultimately to generate income. The search engines are looking at your website. They're looking underneath it. They're looking at codes and tags, file name, page name, content. They're looking at the keywords. They're looking at the sitemap and the structure. And then visitors who land on your site, these are your potential patients, your potential customers. They're looking for easy navigation and easy layout, quick loading. They want to feel good when they're there, feel welcome, feel safe, like they're not going to get screwed, or they want to make sure it's a secure site, that it's got that HTTPS kind of thing. It's not a dangerous site. And ultimately, the 3 things that are going to help you make money are your ability to create a website where you can interact with people and you invite interaction, where the keywords are there, and where there's a clear call to action so visitors know exactly what to do when they land on your site. So let's see how this works to generate income. Now, this looks like a very confusing slide. I'm going to draw your attention to this area down here. So this is just a screenshot of Google Analytics of what my website looked like in 2009. This is my Insights for Acupuncture's website, which I think I've said before is don't bother going there. It's, again, very out of date, and I have plans for updating it at some point. It's just not the biggest priority at the moment. Nonetheless, I'm going to show you some of the data that I've collected over the years with this site. So I noticed at one time that the term acupuncture salary was a phrase, a keyword phrase, that was being used to find my site. However, I didn't have anything on my site at the time that explained anything about acupuncture income. If you were an acupuncturist, how much you would earn. And so I noticed that this was still something that they were searching for. They'd come to my site and then they would just bounce off of it. So they'd go there, they'd realize there was nothing on it, and they'd bounce off. So search engines don't like it when you attract people that come to your site and they're there for 2 seconds and then turn around and leave. So this is not a good thing. So here's what I did. I did what they were doing. I Googled how much, what's an acupuncture salary? And I did research, and I figured out that there was one site that actually talked a little bit about acupuncturists and how much they earn. So here's what I did. I found that the best phrase was actually, how much do acupuncturists earn? So I used those 2 words, acupuncturists earn, and I put it in my URL. So that's my little title up there. And I put it on my page meta tag here, the title here for the actual page. And then I put it in the title of the content. And then I put it in the first paragraph, first sentence actually, and then one more time throughout the page. So what this did is it caused this page, every time somebody searched for what's an acupuncture salary, because I don't know if you noticed right down here, the next question I have is what is an average acupuncture salary, because I noticed these were questions that people were asking. So it caused this to become the #1 page on Google, just from creating one article and doing a teeny bit of research. Now, I did do research. I want you to know it was a very nice page, and I had a lot of information on there. But out of 509,000 websites on the web, actually it was more than that, it became the #1 page for that search phrase. How much do acupuncturists earn? And in Yahoo, at the time, was the #2 search engine. Out of 1,760,000 websites, it was the #1, and they also put a #2, another page on my website as the #2 page. So you could see this was on Bing. It was the #1 out of 287,000 websites. So I was able to get quite a bit of traffic to come to my website. But how does that make me money, right? That should be your next question. So I'm writing this content. It's what some people want, but how is this making me money? One way is by bringing a lot more people than are in my local area. So that's an advantage. And these slides just show that people came from other countries. And I have a little kind of funny thing in here, which you can read about in the document that I uploaded. Well, instead, what I want to do is I want to show you another example of when I get more people to my website and I keep them on my website and they start searching for other things. I noticed one of the biggest things they were looking for is, how do you get acupuncture business cards? So I myself had been using a company that actually, it's Vistaprint, and I still use it to this day for business cards. So I developed a business partnership with Vistaprint, which anybody can do. You can go there right now and you can create your own little account and be an advertiser for Vistaprint. And all I did was then write a very long article, actually, and this had a ton of pictures in here, including this one, which was one of our first. We use our dog to get patients, right? I used it to explain how I get business cards and how I created them. And I had front and back and shiny and glossy, and I explained all different kinds of things about them. And whenever somebody clicked on this link here, get 500 premium business cards for $10, or clicked on one of my other links, which I'm not showing right now, I would get a commission on their Vistaprint order. This is a different example of how I generated income on the same website. So here's a page about acupuncture business plans, which a lot of searches came through looking for how to write a business plan. And I didn't have a specific piece of software that I used, so I researched some and I had some listed here, but mostly what I did is I just created a Google ad account and I placed Google ads here. Now, this was something that was shocking to me, and I honestly do not recommend that you use Google ads because it really disrupts the flow of a website. In this particular case, it worked for me, and I was still in experimentation mode. But because I didn't have a very specific piece of software, I thought this would be a good place to put an ad for other people who have software. And this is what I found fascinating, and my head kind of exploded when I learned this. When you use Google Ads and you have them on your website, when somebody lands on your website and they click on one of these, they don't ever have to buy anything. They just click on the ad. You make money. Like, that just blew my mind. Maybe it's common knowledge and everybody knows this, but I did not know that. Now, it's not a lot of money. In some cases, it's less than $1, maybe 50 cents or something like that. But Google pays you to put these ads on your site because they're very targeted, right? This is a very targeted web page. I'm talking about acupuncture business plans. And so these companies, Legal Forms and Business Plan Template and the small business, they pay Google to put their ads on very targeted web pages. So that's what Google does. They go and they use their spiders. They find these web pages and they put these ads on them. And then these businesses pay Google because supposedly somebody lands on my website. They're looking for acupuncture business plan. They go, oh, wait, look at this, a business plan template. It's on Lisa's site and I trust Lisa. So this must be a really good thing because, I trust her. So they're leveraging off of me and the relationships I've built with the people who come to my site. So we all have to be on the same page and it all has to be good quality. And so when somebody clicks on that, I make money. And so that's where Google Ads would then pay me. So every month I get a payment from Google Ads. I want to just show you this as an example. It's my least favorite example. I will cover this later on for Google Ads, but I will show you a way to make 10 times more money than using Google Ads for something like this. But it's something I wanted you to know about, and it is a way I did generate income in the beginning. But what we really care about is, how do you do this on your clinic website, right? It's one thing to be talking to other acupuncturists, but what about when you're talking to your patients or you're trying to attract people to your business? So you remember my website was Points of Origin, right? Well, for a while there, I changed the domain name to Alternative Medicine Works. So this actually is our clinic website. It was this for a number of years and then I switched it back. So yeah, I know. I did different things. Always learning, right? So this is a page on our website. So we had a home page, right? And then down here it says Natural Eye Care. And after I attended a seminar by Mark Grossman on natural treatments and acupuncture treatments for eye diseases, I was just fascinated. I thought, oh my gosh, macular degeneration, cataracts, and glaucoma, these are things that Western medicine just says are age-related eye diseases and there's no treatments for them. And here's Mark Grossman. And remember, I will show you also Andy Rosenfarb, of course, have these great tools and resources to help people that have these awful, awful conditions and that who feel really hopeless. So I was very excited and very motivated to write this page because I was excited about it. So that's step one. I mean, I want you guys to know that I'm not just writing bullshit up here. For Insights for Acupuncturists, every word I put in there, every margin that I put in, every little bullet point, I was into it. I was loving every single part of what I was doing and what I was communicating and writing. And it's really important to me to this day. So you have to be excited about what you're doing. You can't go at this and say, oh, I'm going to make a bunch of money. I'm going to just put up a bunch of, I'm going to hire somebody to write content for me. No, that's not what this is about. This is about putting your heart out here, the stuff that is really meaningful to you and that can help people. That's where I'm coming from. So when you scroll down this page, I wrote a holistic approach to eye care. Well, let me back up. What did I do first? I did my keyword research, and I found that natural eye care was a very good keyword phrase, along with these words, macular degeneration, cataracts, and glaucoma. Now, these alone could be separate pages. If my whole website was about eye care, I would definitely have a whole bunch of pages about all of these different things. But natural eye care and holistic approach to eye care were keyword phrases that were searched a lot. So based on that, I then went and I put some information here about effective herbal treatments, nutritionally based treatments that help with eye disease. So these were very selected keyword terms that I put in here. And then these formulas, retinal support formula, vision tone, all these formulas go back to Dr. Grossman's website where he sells them and where I have an affiliate partnership with him and their company. Now, they no longer have that affiliate relationship anymore, but they used to when I did this. I also included Andy Rosenfarb's book. At the time, I didn't know him, but here it is right here. So I'm giving resources. And then I included some other books that link to Amazon where people can purchase them. And these are actually, this book I had in my clinic, and I still one of the favorite books of kids in my clinic to this day in our waiting room. Now, I want to say something real quick here because I did this wrong, right? You cannot take, these are pictures that were taken from Amazon and placed on my website. That's a violation of Amazon's terms. You can't take their pictures and put them on your website. You can use their code that then shows the pictures, but you can't screenshot the pictures like I did here. And this is just a screenshot of an old website, so it's not up anymore. So I just want to make sure I don't teach you guys to do something that would get you in trouble. Anyway, so here's this webpage that I've just scrolled through, and those supplements that I showed you, they go to Dr. Mark Grossman's website. So they take people out of my website into his website, which normally I don't recommend that you let people go out of your site unless they're going somewhere where they're going to make a purchase. Then you want to support that. So that's okay. They're flipping out of my website. They're going to his website. And here's the best part. They just read about it on my website. So they're already sort of warmed up to the idea that this stuff is really helpful, because if you recall up here, I had a nice little description of what's going on with this particular formula and what this formula is for. I talked about the Chinese herbs in there. And so I've already, pre-sold them on how good these supplements are going to be. And then, of course, he has great information when you click on these. And here's the best part. They purchase all this stuff, and Dr. Grossman, all their people, they deal with filling the orders, dealing with all the fees, doing the shipping, doing the customer service. I don't have to deal with any of that. I don't deal with inventory. They do all the ordering online. And then Dr. Grossman sends me a check every month or whatever it is, PayPal account, whatever it is. And I just get a commission as if I had those supplements on my shelf as if I bought them wholesale and sold them retail, but he saved me all that, dealing with all that inventory. And what am I going to show you? Watch. I'm going to scroll up here. This is where it gets to be exciting. This. So if I had bought these supplements wholesale, right, and sold them retail in my clinic, this is my little location right here, Vancouver, Washington. I couldn't sell to people on the East Coast or in other countries, right? But when you have a website and you have good content and you have good keywords and you have good codes and tags on your page so search engines find them, and people who are looking for natural eye care solutions, they're desperate to find something. When they land on my site, of course, I'm going to be able to earn an income from people who want to buy those products. So my webpage didn't just end there. And I want to reassure you that what you are doing is you are educating and you're giving value. So I even had somebody contact me, this guy named Ray Amsterdam actually contacted me when he read that information. And he said, "Hey, Lisa, I actually have a website where I talked about my own recovery from macular degeneration. Do you want to share it with your people?" And of course I did. Now, I'm not making any money from this, but that's not the point, right? I mean, of course, I'm going to show you how to generate income, but when you give away valuable information, you help more people. So I was able to then, show people that they could recover too. And then I also did my own research. I found out what foods, if people want to support their eyes with the right kind of food, then I listed the foods that I thought were important. So as you can see, I hope I'm impressing upon you the fact that this isn't about just throwing onto the web things that you think will make you money. This is about finding what resonates with you and then researching it and putting up good quality information. The last part of my web page, if you were to scroll to the very bottom, I have a call to action. I have several calls to action here. So the first is to take them where I'm going to make money. I want them to go purchase these formulas, but I also have the ebooks, I'm sorry, the books, a link to the books where they could go purchase the books so they could learn more by reading. And then do they want to come into my clinic, and do they want to subscribe to my newsletter? So I'm still encouraging interaction, getting their email address. I still want them to become a patient of mine, so they're going to contact me here and they can buy. So I'm still trying to generate income and engagement in other ways. Now, I'll say this, I had to take this webpage down because I got so many calls from people who wanted me to do acupuncture for eye diseases. Now, I could have gone and gotten the training, but I didn't want to. So I was actually looking to refer people locally who had done like Andy Rosenfarb's training or something like that. So any one of you who wants to specialize in advanced, treatments of eyes for any of these diseases, I have no doubt that you're going to have a successful practice. But that's what you'll find is people will call you and they'll become your patients. So do you see how many advantages you have when you create a web page that has all these different options on it for people? So you have the ability to make money if they purchase a product. You are able to feel good about yourself by educating people and genuinely helping them make good decisions about their health. And you're able to get them to purchase other products where you get a commission, like books off of Amazon, or they come into your clinic, they become patients and you make money that way, or they subscribe to your newsletter and maybe you sell products in your newsletter, or they eventually do come in as patients later on. So now I just want to walk you through how I was able to make money by creating that one web page. Okay, I only created one web page, which normally I would recommend creating a whole series of pages around a specific topic in order to really generate income, but this is what I did. So back in 2009, if you were to type in natural eye care, which again, I had already researched as a very good keyword phrase, here's what you'd find. Now this is page one of Google. And this was the way Google used to format their results. But the first thing I want to point out to you is at the very top here, it has the number of results. So this is the top 10 results out of 26,700,000 websites that come up for the search phrase natural eye care. Now, how on earth are you going to be in the top 10 of 26,700,000 websites? Well, I just showed you how, because if you go down here to number 7, here I am, Alternative Medicine Works, natural eye care. The top one has the domain name natural eye care. It's really hard to beat that. And videos also usually rank pretty high. But here I am at number 7, and this wasn't very long after I had put that web page up. This can be done, and it was just one web page. And here I am right down there, 7 out of 26,700,000 websites. I'm pleased with that result. I showed you before that one of the ways that you generate income is by going outside of your local area. And here's that map just for that particular web page. This shows that I got 297 visits that came from 134 cities, and that's just in 1 month. If you look, it's June 18th to July 18th. So in 1 month, 297 people landed on that webpage, and they came from 134 cities. So just let that sink in, as opposed to what you are exposing people to right now. Right now, it's just people who are coming in and out of your doors, and your website is probably just set up with the idea that you're only trying to bring people in through your doors, right? You're just trying to get people to call you and to schedule with you and to walk in. So that is such a limited way to bring in income. And this is why I feel like we should all be taught the diversification of income changes the way you think about what you do and what you know and how you put it out there. So when you're diversifying your income, your website is just another avenue of business for you. It is a very important foundation to your business. This is just a screenshot that shows in June, this would be 2009, right? Yeah, here it is, June 5th, 2009. VisionWorks, which was the name of the company, paid me through PayPal. So that's the Mark Grossman's company, $117.53. So this is just my sales for that particular month. Is it a big amount? No, it's not. It's not earth-shattering. But again, I'm just trying to show you proof of concept. This is how it works. And this is an example of having an affiliate partnership with a company that, in this case, I knew the person behind it, and I loved what they were doing. I still believe in what they're doing, actually, and I'm able to put my heart and soul behind it and recommend it to patients. And I actually would tell patients to go onto my website. I would send them this web page and say, here, go ahead and order products right from my web page. In finishing up with this video, I just want to kind of give you a broad stroke, big picture look at the types of keywords that people are actually searching for on the internet on a daily basis. This is actually a list that I compiled, and it's in the document that's uploaded in the Diversify Your Income group, that just shows a snapshot in 2008 in the month of November, where I just did the research and I looked up how many people were searching for these terms that month. So looking up GERD, acid reflux, right? 246,000 searches that month. Insomnia, 1,220,000 searches for insomnia. Arthritis, 1.5 million. Infertility, migraines, back pain, hip pain, neck pain, knee pain, shoulder pain, nerve pain. Can you treat any one of those things? Are you interested in positioning yourself as having expertise in treating any one of those things? Because if you do, then you can write web pages that link to those keywords and show search engines that you are someone that people can rely on for that information. They will come to your website, and then you have the ability to have affiliate partnerships with products that people can purchase, and you make money. And they can come through your doors, and you can treat them with acupuncture, and you make money. And you could do a whole bunch of other things depending on what kind of topic you want to go to create ebooks, to create online courses, to do coaching programs. So I will show you that in later videos.